Energy is not a very cheap solution, alternative, but it is a proven technology. At other alternatives, such as central station, solar, or wind, it comes back to the energy density issue. Solar is great. The amount of energy coming from the sun that lands on the Earth, is in a matter of a few hours is equivalent to our entire yearly consumption for the entire Earth. So it's fabulous. The problem is density. The energy density is so low that even at high efficiencies of conversion, say by photovoltaic, the land area required to generate the same amount of power as a nuclear plant is going to be tens to hundreds to thousands of times. It'll be phenomenal. And I think if we try and build an energy infrastructure of central station electricity generating plants out of solar energy, the public's going to figure out very quickly that means turning over massive amounts of land and devoting it to that purpose. That isn't going to go over well. And all of a sudden a nuclear plant on 1/1000th or 1/10,000th of land area isn't going to look so bad. And the same is true with wind. Again, these are important sources and we have to learn to tap them. But I think they're going to be very regional. And we've got other issues with renewables. Renewables are great, but we have to figure out the storage issue.
There are going to be certain places where it absolutely makes sense to put wind in, right? I mean, you got good wind, it's good solid, you've got a way to store the energy, for instance. But you have to recognize that, that may mean a lot of extra transmission lines. It may mean a choice between wind and agriculture, because you're using the land for something else. You just got to ask all those questions honestly. So
you've got to find solutions that make sense across the board, and the issues of renewables, finding sources that we can tap today is what we've got to do, and nuclear is one of those.
It's time. I mean, we're at an interesting confluence of global warming, energy as an important aspect of homeland security, and just in terms of being able to deal with the vast number of people in the world and global population.
We've got to look at nuclear as part of the solution set. And that solution set includes energy efficiency, it includes load and demand side controls, it looks at the whole footprint and how we are using energy within this country.
The U.S. is an amazing talent in terms of technology, technological innovation. We can do this.
Coal is not a fossil fuel. Coal is a fossil. It's only a fossil fuel if you're not smart enough to think of anything else to do with it but burn it like cave people used to do, okay? I mean, the discovery of fire is prehistory, okay? And if the only thing we can do with our carbon resource is combust it, that's not very advanced engineering. Chemical engineers actually take carbon and convert it to useful things that we use in everyday life, like plastics and medicines and things like that. And certainly chemical use of carbon is much more sophisticated and much more advanced than caveman combustion, cavewoman combustion.